Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 20th of May 2022. So Bitcoin, bonds and bullion jump as dollar dumps after dismal data. The market cap of FANG, that's Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, the darlings of the Nasdaq, is now down a stunning $2 trillion from their high. Wow, that's a lot. And I should imagine there's another trillion to come off this as well. Sell-off puts S&P 500 on bear market's doorstep. If history is a guide, there's more pain ahead, absolutely, despite the fact that the market managed a bit of a rally yesterday. News today, economic news that is. We've got retail sales and MPC member Phil speaks at 8:30 a.m. So not a lot of economic news today at all. So the market's going to have to make its own direction. Gold-silver ratio is still seeing the gold-silver ratio move lower, down to 83.95. Let's see if we can get down to 81. The market the metals market is doing well, and it's up again this morning. So it looks like we've seen the end of the down move in the metals at the moment. So I'll be looking for a pullback and cancelling the order that sits down at 1998. Let's have a look at stock markets for yesterday. There's a very interesting picture here in the Dow. Just look at the volume there compared to the previous down day. And they certainly held the market yesterday, didn't they? Just look at the amount of volume they've got there and the narrowness of the trading range. So certainly trying to bring this market back. Whether they can do or they just had to hold it yesterday, I don't know. But these are the upside targets for the Dow. Whether it will manage to do this or not, I don't know. I suspect not, personally. And we'll start to see the market move lower. It was just a matter of saving it yesterday, and you can see in the 30-minute chart the massive volume as they held the market and then eventually managed to move it higher. But then as soon as they got to the resistance to the overnight high, the market then pulled back, and we've got a 62% retracement there would be my guess at this time. So a run back down to the DP wouldn't be out of the question. Certainly if we get down to this level and we break it, having attempted to try and buy back throughout the whole of the session, then the market will continue to accelerate to the downside. We may have a bit of a run up to yesterday's high first before we start to see the market move to the downside. But I don't see this holding because there's too much still to come down the line. If it holds for the next few days, we'll fine. But overall, no, I don't see it holding at all. In the German DAX, a similar situation there. You can see huge volume. The market coming off that 62% retracement we drew in yesterday, back above the 20 bar and the 5 bar at the moment. The 50's in the way, and we've also got resistance up here as well. If we just draw this in, just to get an idea of how far we can come back up. At the moment we're just about 62% retracement, but at 78 we've got the 50 EMA and the 78, we've got the combination of the two there, the 50 EMA and the 78% Fibonacci retracement. So again, watch these levels, 14,046, that's going to be the 14,050, just to make it easier. So see what the futures market does with that. This morning we're already above the 14,000 level, very important level for this market. Will it hold? Well, have a look at the 14,046 or 14,050 once the futures open this morning. Yesterday the markets continued lower from the open. As I said, I held a short position. I got out when the market hit the low and then started to bounce back, and then I re-entered on the trade, which you'll see there. So there's the profits for the two trades on the downside, which and then I re-entered and traded down. And then for the remainder of the day, this is the stats for yesterday. You can see it was a good day. We came in with 50-50 on win to loss ratio, but of course 6.57 on a profit factor. means that the average profit to average losses is how it should be, way above the average losses 6 times. And for the week, we're looking at just in here, we've got 70 to 30. And again, you can see another good week. Profit factor maintaining that 6.87. Of course, it doesn't do this over the long run. It generally comes down to around 2.5. And 2.5 is more than acceptable because it's 2.5 times the average win to average loss as well. GBP, JPY, you can see is sideways at the moment. And in the 30-minute chart, we've got a, well, actually, say sideways, 150 point move to the downside yesterday after being overbought. It was retested at the low as the market momentum was starting to come back, and then it rallied back up 100%. And then it's just been sideways overnight there at the moment, having retraced here and then come back to the DP and now attempting to move back to the upside. Meanwhile, the pound has moved up strongly yesterday. Again, you can see it continuing to do this, reversing after Wednesday's down day. Thursday moving back up. So we've got an MPC member speaking later today as well, which should support the pound. Watch the 89% retracement here at 125. Yesterday's action in the pound was to come back down to the 200 MA, oversold, crossover demand, and then we moved to the upside, trading up 100 to 50, 100, and just under 150 points there for yesterday in the pound. So a really good move for the pound, finding support at the DP overnight. So we've been at oversold, crossover, and now turning green, moving back to the upside there. And finally, in the metals, we can see that silver was allowed once more to move higher yesterday, as and it's very unusual and more unnerving than seeing them slam the price, to be honest. But I'm sure we'll get used to it as it continues to move to the upside. 62% retracement shows the 20-bar moving average as well at 22.22. So again, be warned and aware of this level, because the tech traders will certainly be aware of it. Yesterday, you can see how they managed to move the market to the upside. And at 1 o'clock for the smash, we just had the high of the previous day where the market pulled back to the R1. So a very tiny pullback, so very strong yesterday, moving to the upside. And at the moment, also back to yesterday's high. We'll need to take this out. This is the 22 level, the market trading to it yesterday, struggling a bit, needs to drive through this in order to move higher, and then that will take you to that 22 cents higher at 22.22. Gold had a good day yesterday as well, really good move to the upside, getting back through the 200 MA as well, and also positive on the overnight. Meanwhile, the dollar continues to move lower. 78% is just being taken out at the moment. 89 needs to be taken out. Then we've got this low here. If we take the low out to the left, and the target for this is going to be 102.33, then we will redraw the fibs in from this low to here, and that will give you the further downside targets. Notice also at this 102 that there is a confluence here as well. We've got a 50% retracement with that 102, so the low here is crucial for the dollar. And finally, in the crude oil market, you can see still stuck in this sideways range at the moment, but still looking bullish, and the trend still pointing to the upside there. Okay, that's it for this one and for this week. Let's see what happens during today. Like I say, for me, there's going to be a resumption to the downside. So the market yesterday was just holding the market. It didn't really run off to the upside. But who knows? We might get a bit more of a bounce today. We'll just have to wait and see, and I'll just base my trading decisions as I have all week on what I see in the charts at the time. Okay, that's it. Have a great weekend. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next.